Welcome to Midnight Maze. The full moon hung heavy in the night sky, like a watchful eye, as Detective Harding made his way up the long driveway. In the distance, the house loomed, dark and brooding against the silver light. It was an imposing structure, all sharp angles and suffocating silence, the kind of place where secrets went to die and nightmares came to feast. Harding wasn't the type of man who believed in nightmares, or so he told himself as he stepped out of his car and walked toward the house. He was a creature of the night, a man who hunted darkness, or rather, the things that lurked in the darkness. Sleep had always been a luxury he couldn't afford. Insomnia was his cross to bear, a constant reminder of his mortality in a world that never slept. He was summoned here tonight by a desperate phone call from someone who claimed to have a mystery that needed solving. A missing person, a cryptic message, and a house full of secrets. Now, standing on the threshold of this moonlit nightmare, Harding felt the familiar thrum of anticipation mixed with dread. As he pushed open the door and stepped inside, the wind outside moaned like a banshee, whipping fallen leaves into frenzied dances across the lawn. The house seemed to sigh around him, its very walls trembling with age and secrets. Harding found himself in a vast entrance hall, its centerpiece a pair of towering hedges that twisted and turned before him like the gnarled fingers of some ancient beast. This was the maze, notorious throughout the land as a place where men both lost their way and lost their minds. It was said that the hedge maze was a puzzle without an end, a labyrinth of shadows and solitude. No one had ever fully mapped it. No one had ever truly beaten it. And now Harding stood at its heart, about to become just another notch in its morbid history. Lanterns hung from the hedges, casting long, dancing shadows on the worn stone floor. Each twist and turn of the maze presented a new riddle, a challenge to test his intellect and courage. Some riddles were carved into stone plaques, their words worn smooth by time and touch. Others lay hidden, requiring him to press a secret lever or pull back a vine to reveal a coded inscription. But the deeper Harding ventured into the maze, the more he sensed that there was more here than met the eye. The hedge maze was just one layer of a much larger puzzle. The house itself, with its locked rooms and secret passages, was a testament to the troubled mind that had designed it. As the night deepened, Harding found himself not only racing against time, but also against an unseen presence that seemed to watch him from the shadows. Footsteps echoed behind him, though he was sure he was alone. And when he turned, the dim lantern light revealed nothing but more of the endless maze. Then there were the whispers, carried on the wind, or perhaps born from his own unraveling mind. They spoke of lost fortunes and forbidden knowledge, of a past that refused to stay buried. Harding's own demons whispered to him, trying to break through the wall he'd built around his heart. Memories he'd locked away came flooding back, cases he'd failed to solve, people he'd sworn to protect. But still, he pressed on, each solved riddle bringing him closer to the heart of the maze, closer to the truth that lay hidden in the darkness. Finally, after what felt like hours, the whispers led him to a breakthrough. A hidden chamber lay behind a tapestry, its entrance concealed by years of neglect. Inside, bound in an old leather journal, was the key to everything, the noble's own words, his fears, his regrets, and finally his confession. The truth of the missing person was laid bare, along with a secret that had lain dormant for so long. It was a secret that could change everything, or perhaps it would only deepen the mystery. As the first rays of dawn crept over the horizon, Harding emerged from the maze, his face pale and drawn in the morning light. He held the journal close, its secrets a heavy weight in his hands. But as he turned to go, he noticed something. Another door, locked and bolted, stood at the end of the path. On it, a single word was carved, Haven. And beside it, a strange symbol that seemed to mock his efforts. With a sigh, Harding realized that some mysteries were best left unsolved. He had come for answers, but perhaps the real mystery lay in the questions he refused to ask. Now it's your turn. What do you think is behind that last door? Share your theories in the comments below.